I already mentioned my colleagues are here as well. So I have Nigel Henley, who was leading our session this morning on menstrual equity. We have E. Taylor Doctor, who is also a colleague in the Health and Wellness Division, and he was leading this session that recently ended on the deep dive for the menstrual health standards. And again, me, Lisbeth Garcia Acosta, and I will be leading today's session. So here is the agenda for this session. We will start with an icebreaker. We will do the deep dive on the menstrual health products poster and also talk a little bit about the dispenser and the requirements. We will have a session for Q&A, and then we will do a closeout. And at the end of this session, participants will be familiar with the requirements for placing a menstrual product poster and dispenser. We will do a walkthrough of the menstrual products poster and employ best practices for placing menstrual products poster and dispenser. So those are the objectives for today's session. So now let's move to the fun part of this session and the purpose of this session, which is a deep dive on the menstrual products poster. And the first information that I wanted to cover is the why behind the poster. Why are we doing this? And the Expanding Student Access to Period Products Act of 2022, or DC Law 2492, requires local education agencies, or LEAs, private schools, and higher education institutions in the district to place a menstrual products poster. This is in addition to providing the free-for-use menstrual products in women's and gender-neutral restrooms. The sign shall be 8.5 inch by 11 inch and include medically accurate information. It should be placed near each menstrual product dispenser or container and also made available for downloading on our website. Again, the why behind the poster is that it is required, and it's also because we want to provide medically accurate information to our students. We have here, if you can see on the left, an image of our poster. This is the school version. And a reminder, you can zoom in into the slide if you need to enlarge the slide to look at the poster with more details. And you can also click through the links here and it will open those websites with the poster in each different version for you. But we want to do a poster walkthrough to explain to you a little bit about our design and why the poster looks the way it looks. But also wanted to highlight that this is the first version of the poster, and we welcome your feedback for improving and making the poster and ensure that it is effective for all of our students. So please send your feedback. We have our emails available as well. And if you scan the QR code, which we will cover in a little bit, you can also submit your feedback there. But the first thing I wanted to highlight here at the top, as you can see, we wanted to emphasize that the products are free, that students are encouraged to take what they need, right? We don't want them to limit on the number of products that they need. We also wanted to remind them that there are different kinds of products and that they should find what's the best for them. So we are not telling students which products to use, but we are letting them know that there are different options. And here on the poster, we have images of pads or tampons. We also have included medically accurate information on the safe use and disposal of both pads and tampons. And this includes how to use them, how often to change it, and how to dispose of them. So we want to make sure that they have this information available. And then on the lower left side, as you can see, we have the QR code that students can scan with their phones, and it will direct them to our website where they can learn more information and also submit their feedback or concerns if they feel like there are not enough products, or that the school runs out of products, or that the school is not even prepared with the products. We also encourage students to submit their feedback there. And then just below the QR code, we have a line that reads out of products, reach out to, and there is a blank space. And here we encourage you to write in the name of staff member who it's at your school that students can contact for questions or when that restroom runs out of products. And the version for institutions of higher education is slightly different. And in this section, instead, we direct students to seek advice from their healthcare provider if they experience drastic changes in their menstrual cycle or if they have any concerns about their period. And finally, at the end of the poster, we have information on how to properly dispose of menstrual products and a reminder to never flush them down the toilet. The poster is available on our website in English and also in all the common languages in the district, including Amharic, Chinese, French, Korean, Spanish, and Vietnamese. And since we're on Teams, as I mentioned, you can click on the link and it will take you to that specific poster. And also you can zoom in through the presentation if you wish, but you can also click on these links and it will take you to those language versions. So the next section, I wanted to share some best practices for placing menstrual products, poster, and also the dispenser. So ensuring that they're accessible for the students who need them and are also according to the requirements by the legislation. So trips to the nurse's office to get menstrual products can cause students to miss class time or academic work, and having free menstrual products in the restroom can provide timely access to them and also decrease the number of times that they miss school or academic work. And here are the requirements of where to place menstrual product dispenser depending on the grade that your school serves. So the requirements are in elementary school, they need to be at least one women's and one gender neutral restroom. And for middle school, high school, and institutions of higher education, they are required to be in each women's and gender neutral restroom. And as we've covered on our sessions this morning and this afternoon, if a school building does not have a gender neutral restroom, then the products shall also be available in at least one men's restroom. And this is to provide access to all menstruators regardless of their gender identity. So some recommendations for elementary school, because they should be in at least one women's and one gender neutral, we recommend that you consider placing them in the bathrooms near the 4th and 5th grade classrooms because menarche starts as early as 7 or 8 years old. And then for middle school and up, they are required to be in each women's and gender neutral restroom. So you should make sure that you are stocked and that they're available in this restroom. So here, I wanted to share some best practices for placing the menstrual products poster. The first one is ensuring that you display the poster in the correct size. So the law requires schools to have this poster in the size of 8.5 inch by 11 inch. And then we recommend that you place the poster, and it's required to be placed next to the menstrual products dispenser or container. And we recommend that you also consider placing it behind each restroom stall door so that students can, easily access it and look at it. Make sure the poster is placed at eye level. So consider the students' grades, like elementary school. Don't place them too high because the students will not be able to read them there. So ensuring that it is at an eye level according to their grades or the ages, and placing the poster too high or too low will prevent students from even noticing it. So ensuring that it's correctly and appropriately placed. And next, the dispenser, I wanted to highlight that the products must be free as required by law. So make sure that the dispenser does not require students to pay or insert coins. And the product dispenser should be easily accessible for those with access or functional needs. Schools should carefully determine the placement of the menstrual product dispenser or container and consider students' different accessibility needs. And we recommend that you install the dispenser in a clean and dry space, also at an accessible height. Maintain student access to menstrual products even when a restroom is temporarily unavailable. So if the restroom is being closed for cleaning, ensuring that students can access those products in other restrooms as well. And also ensuring that menstrual products are available after school hours and during field trips when students are participating in school activities. So the students need to be able to access these products at all times while they are participating of school sponsor activities. So this was a very quick session, but as a recap, we completed an icebreaker on our weekend recap and also a deep dive on the poster, including best practices for placing the menstrual products poster as well as the dispenser and a walkthrough of the menstrual products poster, and then a quick session for submitting your comments. And as I mentioned, this webinar will be available. Before we leave, here are some resources, and we wanted to highlight that there is an upcoming BC Menstrual Health Education session at 3:30, which is the Student Summit led by our student intern, Katie. So that starts at 3:30, and we hope that you will also join us for that. We also wanted to share some resources, and as I mentioned, you can click through these different images, and it will take you to the appropriate website. So first, we have our menstrual health standards webpage, and here you can find all of the information related to the menstrual health education standards, as well as the poster, and there are links to access the different language versions there. You can download those as well. And here we have the Oregon Department of Education Menstrual Dignity for Students Toolkit that you can also access with very great information on, improving menstrual health access to students, regardless of their gender, regardless of whether they are menstruators or not. And we also have a link here to Period's website, and they're leading the menstrual movement in the nation. So they are a national organization, and we've partnered with them throughout this work as well. So with that, I will finalize by saying thank you for your time this afternoon, and we will give you some time back in the afternoon and hope that you can join us at 3:30 for our student summit.